Let the games begin. We're just hours away from the opening ceremony.
Knew my job was to bury it, so that's what I did.
Tonight, the St. Louis Olympian already celebrating a big moment on the ice.
The Friday forecast features milder weather. That's offset a bit by the breeze. Why we have to wait for a bigger boost in our temperatures.
Our top story, a rideshare driver shot and killed. Police say she wasn't the target.
And it just said that had to happen to an innocent person.
5 on your side, breaking news now.
Right now, St. Louis firefighters investigating the cause of a 2-alarm warehouse fire in downtown. This is 5 on your side at 10. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The fire is now out. It broke out about 3 hours ago on Lombard Street, just south of the Poplar Street Bridge. When firefighters arrived, they say the one-story building was filled with smoke. It took them time to find the source of the fire in the basement.
Without the ability to see, obviously you're not going to run through this, so you have to move methodically, you have to move cautiously. You don't know if they're open pits.
Officials say it was evident there were several people using the boarded-up building as a shelter. No one was found inside and no firefighters were hurt.
Now, this fire happened just 1 block from where a massive fire destroyed an abandoned warehouse back on Thanksgiving weekend. The 5-alarm fire at 2nd and Gratiot spread to several historic buildings. Firefighters say people were using those buildings as shelter.
Now back to our top story. Tonight, St. Louis County Police are still searching for suspects in the deadly shooting of an innocent rideshare driver.
Police say the woman was not the intended target when she was killed on Windward Court in Ferguson on Friday. Hours ago, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend went to that neighborhood to learn more about the investigation.
Her name was Shannon O'Brien. The St. Louis woman was just 28 years old. Her life suddenly cut short by gun violence. Police say broke out in this Ferguson neighborhood.
Condolences. I mean, that is so sad because she was really young.
It's totally unacceptable. Like, that is insane.
Neighbors say around 4 Friday afternoon, O'Brien pulled up to this parking lot of Windward Court. They say 3 men got out of the car with guns and suddenly got into a shootout with several guys who walked by. This neighbor asked us to not show her face.
It's like as soon as they opened the door and they got out, it was just like a bore. I guess an AR or something like that. Like, they had some big guns out here.
Police responded to the shots fired call and found Shannon O'Brien suffering from gunshot wounds. She died at the scene. Again, police say she was not the intended target.
I just feel so bad because she was an innocent woman. Like, she had a family too, and that was she didn't know nothing that was coming her way.
Neighbors tell me they heard more than 24 gunshots. They also say bullets hit several cars that were parked in this parking lot. Just look at this car. It's now riddled with bullet holes. Understandably, Shannon O'Brien's grief-stricken parents couldn't talk to us on camera. They asked us to review their daughter's obituary and see that she was an amazing person who loved her family, friends, and animals, especially her beloved bunny, Torrance. A giving young person taken too soon from her loved ones.
Just dropping somebody off, you're not expecting you're gonna lose your life. So like it hurts.
I'm hoping and praying they can find them.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
A celebration of Shannon's life will be held on Saturday at Weber and Rodney Funeral Home in Edwardsville. Investigators ask anyone with information about the shooting to call St. Louis County Police or Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, a man is charged in the shooting of a co-worker at a North St. Louis rehab facility. The shooting happened Monday at Hillsdale Rehab and Healthcare Center on McLaren. Police say 57-year-old Leonard Harris asked the victim to meet him in a restroom where he then shot him in the chest. The co-worker was critically injured.
Tonight, a Metro East man is facing 14 felony charges for photographing women in a Wash U restroom. Investigators say Dennis Dill spent 5 hours in the women's restroom at the Olin Library, recording women underneath the stall through a mesh bag. St. Louis County Prosecutor Melissa Price-Smith says it's not the first time Dill has done something like this.
It obviously is a lesson to all of us. I have never thought that my privacy would be invaded when I am in a bathroom stall, but this incident will definitely make me look around. So we just all have to be a lot more diligent. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Price said Dill is on probation for a similar offense in St. Clair County. Tonight, the city is extending a critical deadline for those impacted by the May 16th tornado.
Some 5,000 property owners have yet to apply for up to $50,000 in free repair money. Brent Solomon is here now with the urgent push to get those homeowners signed up.
It is certainly an urgent push here. We're now nearly 9 months out from the May 16th tornado, but the scars in North City, they still remain visible. The deadline for help from the city was set for Valentine's Day. Now property owners have until the end of the month. In the Fountain Park neighborhood, the history is in the architecture. It's what drew Clara Washington here in 2019.
This is where I wanted to be. It's the historical architectural embellishment of the home that you don't find when you buy a new home.
Nearly 9 months ago, that beauty was met with the force of an EF3 tornado.
It tore up my backyard. It also took out some front windows, my gutters, my bay roof.
Washington used her own retirement savings for initial repairs after insurance fell short, but the rain still finds its way in.
It's my gutters, it's my steel bay roof. It's leaking in my bedroom.
She is one of thousands who could be eligible for the city's private property program, which offers up to $50,000 for stabilization and repairs. But the Ward 10 committee woman hears more people need to sign up.
Not enough people applying for the program itself. And I think it's that fear of the unknown.
Out of the 7,000 buildings that were damaged, there are 5,000 that don't have applications in. A lot of people didn't know about.
To bridge the gap, groups like 314 Oasis are hosting sign-up events. The city's extension to February 28th also applies to free curbside debris removal.
It gives people some kind of platform to say, you know, I can get some things done with that $50,000 and maybe perhaps even stay in my home.
Helping make sure those who want to thrive in the city have the opportunity to stay. Now, officials say apply early, even if your paperwork isn't perfect, so that staff have time to help you fix it. The city is holding another resource fair, by the way, on February 17th at the O'Fallon Park Rec Complex, where you can get your questions answered. I'll place the info for you on KSDK.com.
They're not rowing for gold, they're paddling for Italian pride.
440 gondolas, because each gondola driver has a pride at boat.
Tonight, the passion keeping a centuries-old tradition alive in the Olympic host country. Held for ransom?
Right now, we believe Nancy is still out there.
New information tonight in the search for Savannah Guthrie's mother and the new reward being offered in the case.
Let's call it a 50-50 weekend, but it is dry for all the Mardi Gras festivals starting in Soulard this weekend. There are big temperature swings we're tracking, plus our next rain chance in 7 minutes.
Right now, Project 5 and Behavioral Health Response are teaming up to provide mental health counseling. If you or anyone you know needs support, it's available until 10:30 tonight. You can call 988 to speak to a trained counselor. Teens can text Be Heard to 31658.
Okay, everybody, an update for you from Portage de Sioux. Yes, the water tower is still leaking, and I'm told there's about 2 feet of ice at the bottom from where all that settled. Now, as temperatures warm up, these icicles are going to start to come down, and that can be quite dangerous. So anybody in the area should definitely avoid walking under it. You're not going to want to get hit by that anyways. And that leak is still going, so it's going to be some time until they can get that repaired.
New developments tonight in the search for Savannah Guthrie's mother. Authorities believe 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie is still alive. Today, investigators released a new timeline to her disappearance over the weekend, showing her doorbell camera was disconnected about 4 hours after she was dropped off at her home. They've not been able to access any home surveillance video. The FBI also addressed a reported ransom note sent to 3 different news outlets.
The ransom note that was distributed to the media did make a demand for 5 p.m. today, and if a transfer wasn't made, then I think a second demand was for next Monday.
Right now, investigators don't have a suspect or a person of interest. The FBI is now offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads them to Nancy or an arrest.
You probably used it at checkout. Buy now, pay later. The option lets you split a purchase into smaller payments. It feels easy, low stress, and harmless. But financial experts say buy now and pay later is no longer flying under the radar, and what you do with those payments could affect your ability to get a loan.
If you're delinquent on a $50 pizza, buy now, pay later, you probably will also have problem paying off a $5,000 credit card debt.
Tomorrow night at 10, our Ann Allred verifies if buy now, pay later will be part of your credit score. Plus, how much damage or impact could it actually have? That's Friday at 10, right after Olympic primetime coverage.
Tonight, the Olympic flame is in the host city of Milan. Thousands of people lined the route today to see it. It will end its 61-day journey through Italy tomorrow night when it lights the Olympic cauldron. The Olympic flame was in Venice 2 weeks ago, where it traveled through the famed canals on a gondola.
It's been the mode of transportation in the city since the 11th century. Scott Swan and photojournalist Steve Rhodes show us how these iconic boats are made in tonight's Journey to Italy.
Venice is unique. A special city, one kind of a city.
Venice is a city built on the water. Canals are the streets here.
Yeah, you cannot drive a car, of course.
Water taxis and huge water buses ferry cargo and crowds.
You can just hop on and hop off.
Every boat here has a job to do. But only one is treated like royalty.
I'm Andrea Baldi. I'm a president of Gondolas Driver of Venice. And now we are 440. 440 gondolas, because each gondola driver has a private boat.
They are our ambassador, you know.
This is the Bridge of Sighs, one of the most important bridges of the city.
In ancient Venice, the gondola was favored by the wealthy. It was the city's limousine, the gondolier, its chauffeur. Today, have you ever hit your head on a bridge?
Not for now.
Gondoliers like Andrea,
some friends did it, huh?
Act more like tour guides. But this is still a luxury ride in a boat that remains intentionally unchanged. What do you love about your gondola?
Oh, I love every centimeter.
You can watch more of our Journey to Italy stories on our free streaming app. It's one of several Olympic specials you can watch on demand. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download.
You know, these stories that they have been presenting to us have been just beautiful.
Makes you want to go to Italy.
It really does make you want to go. After we've been, you know, through all the snow, Scott Connell.
We just need to start somehow a travel thing. You know, we'll plot this. We got to. Well, somehow we've got to turn this into a thing for Channel 5 so we can go traveling.
I think Corey Miller already did that.
I know.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, so that's off our list now. All right, look, we're about 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from Saturday. They're going to be taking the pitch over here at Energizer Park, and hopefully it won't be as cold as it has been. This Saturday is going to be chilly. A little below average with 38 for the high, but tomorrow we're above average. Now, the asterisk that's beside your Friday, even though it's 48 for the high, is that it is breezy tomorrow. We have a cold front swinging through here overnight tonight, but then going into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we get some milder weather in here. Monday and Tuesday really look nice. And even though this is painting quite a bit of orange here, with your 6 to 10 day outlook taking us through Valentine's weekend and into the following week, that doesn't mean every day is above average. That means the probability of those 8 to 14 days is pretty high when you see that dark shading, and it is. But it doesn't also mean that we're going to be way above average just a little above average. Right now we have a few clouds around. It's 33 degrees in St. Louis. Winds are calm. Dew point tonight's only 25, 16 this morning. Some of you were out the door early this morning with temperatures in the single digits. That will not happen tomorrow morning. We're in the 20s to lower 30s for your overnight lows. And tomorrow, one of those days where the clouds are in and out. It is breezy, so that offsets those upper 40s some. Still makes it feel like it's in the low 40s, but that's a big change for us. We're just brushed by the cool air here on Saturday. Most of it is well to our east, so we'll stay in the 30s, close to 40. Some areas southwest of St. Louis into the 40s. On Sunday, the warmer air starts moving back in. It is dry for us this weekend, and we'll be back into the 50s by Sunday afternoon. Of course, this is a big weekend. Kicks things off with Mardi Gras over in Soulard. Run for the Beads 5K Saturday morning. It'll be 27 degrees, a little brisk. Taste of Soulard both Saturday and Sunday. Your high Saturday's 38, 53 on Sunday. And then the Pep Parade, Kelly. The Pep Parade on Sunday at 1 o'clock. It'll be around 50 degrees. Frank, are you dressing up your baby? You going to take your baby?
Yes, he's going to go as Rocky.
He's going as Rocky. Of course he would. Only Frankie. All right, there you go. Next 7 days, there's a chance for a little bit of rain by Tuesday, probably more likely Tuesday night into Wednesday. Doubt it's going to be a huge amount initially, but at least temperatures look to be staying warm enough so that we don't have to worry about wintry.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thanks, Scott. Here's Frank with sports.
Did Tori Holt finally make the Hall of Fame? A local woman shines at the Olympics, and we have a story on a female basketball player from the area who could have been one of the best of all time. "18 of the 20 most watched shows in primetime in 2025 were NFL games. Only Game 7 of the World Series and the Oscars cracked the list. Thus, we have NFL Honors Night on NBC with a great audience. And who could be a better host than the pride of John Burroughs, John Hamm? The Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, was fittingly given the award by the man whose sack record he broke, Michael Strahan. The Comeback Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel, who obviously could make it as he prepped for the Super Bowl. And the MVP goes to 37-year-old Matthew Stafford, who was surrounded by his 4 gorgeous little daughters. Now the bad news. The Hall of Fame class was announced. All great players, though. Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, Roger Craig, and Drew Brees. But Troy Holt, who's been a finalist 8 times, is snubbed again. Dang. Most catches for most yards in his decade and not in. Take a look at Penn State's star hockey player, Gavin McKenna. He's a player of the Blues, and every other team in the NHL has been scouting. He was likely the guy to be picked first in the draft, a pick the Blues could have. However, the 18-year-old has been charged with a first-degree felony assault. It was an altercation in January when McKenna allegedly struck a man in the face. The maximum penalty is 20 years in prison. So for the last few days, we've been showing you the stories of the new members of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. And one of the most intriguing is a woman you likely have forgotten about. But make no mistake, Tina Hutchinson is one of the all-time greats.
It's actually a blessing from God. He waited so many years for this to happen, and I'm still pinching myself saying, is this real?
Tina Hutchinson's career certainly was. At Lincoln High in East St. Louis, she was a generational talent, 3,000 career points, and the National Player of the Year.
East St. Louis, Lincoln has brought some memories to me I could sit here and tell you about all day long. And having built a gym for us when I got there, that was great because it was only one gym.
From there, it was on to San Diego State. Tina had arguably the greatest season ever for a freshman in history. She set an NCAA record by averaging a stunning 29.9 points per game.
You got to go out and do what you got to do. And that's pretty much what I did. I wasn't a ball hog. I wasn't a this. I wasn't a that. I just wanted to win. And however, and it just happened to be the 29.9 points. It spoke for itself.
Hutchinson suffered a serious knee injury in her sophomore season and was never quite the same. But the confidence is still there. And if I put you at the free throw line right now and you shoot 100 free throws, how many would you make?
Probably 99 of them. Because you know what my coach used to tell me? They're free throws. They're free, uncontested. No one is checking you. How can you make a basket with someone checking you and can't make one with no one checking you? Make it make sense.
So charismatic. And I said, you know, she's 6'3". I said, what position did you play? Were you a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4, or 5? She goes, I played all 5.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Yep.
Great story. Thanks, Frank.
All right, did you know today in St. Louis is getting an earlier start? Starting Monday, you can get the latest news, weather, and traffic beginning at 4:30 a.m. We'll be right back.
Well, Super Bowl 60 is this Sunday, a game you can watch right here on 5 on Your Side.
Today, yeah. Today, the musical acts talked about their big upcoming performances. And that includes Coco Jones. Her father played for the Rams. She will sing Lift Every Voice and Sing during the pregame ceremony. The R&B singer got her first major singing break right here in St. Louis, singing the national anthem at the Dome. She was just 9 years old at the time. She is excited to perform in front of a national audience.
I mean, I think this is pretty much the top of the top. This is the bee's knees. I just think this is one of the most highly viewed events of all time, you know, and so it's hard to compete. It's hard to compete.
I talked with Coco's father, the other Mike Jones. You'd be sure to look for that story Sunday night on 5 on Your Side at 10 after the game.
And coverage of Super Bowl 60 starts Sunday at noon on 5 on Your Side. Kickoff is 5:30 St. Louis time. And there you have it, 5 on Your Side at 10. We're always streaming on your phone and smart TV.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.